Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on, people in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland on this fine afternoon. Now, I need to check my sound because I've swapped over to another mixer and not really sure how the sound is. So let me know that everything's coming through. Let me know that all the sound is working the way it's supposed to. And I'm gonna grab my other headphones here, because we do want to make sure everything is good. I think my headphone, there we go. That's a little better. That's a little better. Okay. It's me, DJ O. Don't you test before your stream. You can't. Not when you're using StreamYards. But thank you for the points. There's only so much you can do because the audio comes from different areas. So, but thank you, because I appreciate anybody that's willing to help me out. And I'm not going to be spicy today. No spiciness today. Yeah. This is I test during my stream every day, as Radbone says. Maybe it's because I don't know. This is something that I just do for fun. This isn't my full-time gig, although it could be. It could be. It is what it is. Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are here, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today. We have a very special guest coming on in a little bit, shortly. I'll be right around 12:30. I see his logo in the green room, so that's a good sign. We got Brandon Duke, the DJ. He will be on the channel. We'll be talking to him, discussing things, and just having a good old time, especially for any of you new people out there, any young people, because spoiler alert, Brandon is seriously young. I think he's the same age as my son. I think he's 14 years old. So the level of why did you stop on me? Huh. That's weird. So the level of skills that he has acquired over the past, I don't even know. This is why I brought him on, because it's so amazing to watch somebody grow to the level that he is and continue to see them get better and better and better. So I'm excited to have him on. I'm excited to know why that didn't start the way it was supposed to. But like legitimately, I went from the Rain 72. If you guys haven't seen my Rain 72 review, I put that up this morning actually. And it's not that long. It's like 14 minutes. It's pretty thorough. And I immediately, after I was done with my Rain 72 review, I immediately swapped back to the S11. Not just because I was like, I need to get back to the S11, but because I wanted to just kind of get a feel for if I felt like I was crazy or not. So there we go right here, which is not lined up properly. That's better. There we go. So I'm still rocking the 12s for now, until I figure out what I want to do. I'm gonna have to send everything back at some point, sooner or later. Obviously sooner than later. So the 72 will be going back. The 12s will be going back. I actually grew to like the 12s, to be honest with you. I didn't think I was going to, but they grew on me. Okay, so let's do a little room check here. And let's see who we got in the room. We got DJ Nene in the house on the YouTube side, Cold Cut on the YouTube side, Lady Beats, moderator extraordinaire. She is here. Thanks for hanging out, darling. We got DJ Diamond Lee. You know what else I need to do, which I have not done. I've been a bad host. Is I need to go and start making some. Well, I'm not going to say it out loud because then everybody's going to be like, why aren't I? So we're not going to do that. But I need to start making some changes to some people here, just because they're down for the stream, they're down for the cause, and I appreciate them. Ratbone, thank you for the gifted 1 month tier 1 sub. I appreciate you, man. And let's slide this over. Okay. We got Diamond Lee in the house. We got DJ T Diesel and another one of the mods. We got Ratbone. That is my third mod. It's me, DJ_O. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you, man. Woodchip in the house. Who else we have here? Lady Beats. Thank you so much. See, this is why she knows what she's doing. She's just smart. Just buttering me up. Hey, Song, feel free to jump because you're on autoplay. That is weird. That should not be doing that. Huh. Okay. I'll have to figure that out a little later. Guaranteed it's a 12 to... So, in all fairness, there is a firmware update for the S11 that I have not done yet because I was in the... it was in the course of me reviewing the 72. So I think that fixes the pause that happens when you use the 12s. Okay. Who else do we got here? Let's see. I don't think I was that spicy. See, I think people confuse spiciness sometimes for honesty. I think a lot of people aren't honest in the world. I would rather have a whole bunch of honest people that, I don't want to say hurt feelings, but that are just like, that let you know who they are, than just to have random people kind of blowing smoke up your butt. That's just silly to me. So yeah, I am honest. I got it from my mama. My mama's the one who put this into me, and it's taken hold now. Once you reach 30 years old, anything that you've been going through is set in you're set in your ways. And that's pretty much what's going on right now. I'm set in my ways now. We got Jorge Blanco in the house. Good to see you, fam. David Bonilla, is there any way to contact you through Facebook? I represent a company called Stream UR Media. We're interested in speaking with you. Yeah, you can go through my Cleveland Terry, facebook.com/Cleveland Terry. Oh, now you want to load properly? Okay. You can go through that. You can DM me or go through my Discord, and you can direct message me. But either way, there are tons of ways to get a hold of me, or you can email me directly, there's a contact me through YouTube. So we can go from there. Either way, I'm available. Steve Disco Newsom in the house. Good to see you, man. New and young. Yes, you are. We're gonna change it up this week though, Steve. So don't take it personally. But I'm gonna bring in somebody that's a little more refined. No, you're British. You're pretty refined. Juan Romero, what's going on? Let's see here. Hey, we're all young here. Queso in the house, Lady Beats. Again, Jay Book. That's my man right there. Make sure you follow Jay Book on the YouTubes. He is killing it on the YouTube, so follow that man. He's also on here on occasion. I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen any notifications, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Knowing him, since he lives in the Midwest, they're probably working every single day. They're like, COVID, what COVID? He probably doesn't have time to get on Twitch. He's working so much. Probably. Meanwhile, there's me struggling, have to do this pimp my YouTube and pimp my Twitch thing just to make sure that, you know, some money comes in the house. And now you don't want to load. I think I know what's going on here. No, there's a cue point. No reason for that. Make sure my settings are the way they're supposed to be. And if my settings are good, then definitely it's driver issue. Yep. Oh well. So I will just be playing real-time DJ for you guys while I'm doing this. Real-time DJ is okay. Okay, let's see here. Who else we got in the house? You know, I made a joke about COVID's microphone and how he sounded. It was nothing personal. You know, it is what it is. It wasn't even that COVID's voice sounded bad. It was just that the people from Shore sounded so good that they made COVID look bad. You know, it's like being the ugly friend with the two other hot people. You going out to the club and you got your two hot friends and then you have you, and you know you're never going to catch anything. The question is, are you the ugly friend or are you the hot friend? All right, let's see who else is in the house. John P, Mod in the house. What's going on? J Mix in the house. Who else we have? We got Queso. We got this thing skipping on me like it always loves to do. All right, who else we got? Mr. Soul Fabulous, thanks for hanging out today. Anybody else that I have not mentioned? Bomb Entertainment. Thank you. Yeah. It's hard to believe that this is actually 50 episodes. I didn't think that I was going to get to 50 episodes. In all honesty, like I said, I just started this thing up, but 50 episodes later, and it's been working out. People are a little slow to get here, as they always are in the mornings, which is why I always bring my guest on a little later, because if I don't, that's just the way it works. And I'm sure that Tweak Music Tips is probably still on. COVID's probably still talking. You know, that's what COVID does. It's not Terry Talks. It's COVID Talks. Okay. Will you load on me? Thank God for browse. Yep, my firmware is jacked right now. Okay, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Hey, I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to be nice. All right, let's see who else we got in the house. Yeah. Okay. Mo Faya in the house. Good to see you. Queso says some profanity, which I'm not going to post on here, but I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. It might be. I wish it was that easy. Everybody got jokes. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like. I mean, like, look, some people don't realize the value of a noise gate, and so it's gonna pick up everything. And I'm sure that mic, with a little bit of tweaking, and as Kova said, he didn't have the app up, so the app is gonna change things. But yeah, that does happen. All right. Oh, there we go. Done with gigs. See, that's a flex right there. That was a subtle flex that DJ J Book just said. Yeah, I'm done with gigs for the year. I got 2 more weeks left in the year, so you know we don't really do holiday gigs. So I'm gonna spend my time just having a little fun, DJing. You know, just because I want to, not because I have to or because I need to, but just because it's just what I feel like doing. January 5th, I'm going to be working again through December. But yeah, you know, hey, I'm one of you. Oh, okay. Maybe I will be a little spicy today. Yes, you have. Don't hate. Okay. We're not discussing channel points. We don't do channel points on the show. That's what we don't do. Steve Disco. See, we're already like reliving our youth. I remember the first show. I remember the first show too. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not 50 years old, but thank you so much for that. That was very kind of you. I remember the first show too. I was DJing. I talked a little bit. I think I did Motown Monday. It was Motown Monday. That's right. So I played Motown, did a little bit of chatting, really kind of talked about, you know, the history of the music, what I loved, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's what I did. So the first couple of weeks, it was like that. Hey, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I can't turn them off because when I do pop-ups, the channel points do come into effect. But yeah, I might turn them off, but people like channel points. DJ L35 in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else we got in here? Anybody else? $50 years old. How dare you? How dare you, Queso? On the first, you argue with yourself. Yeah, if I should use green screen or not. That is true. And then what happened? What happened? What happened? I thought everything was good. And then DJ TLM came on with his super smooth and sultry, buttery background and his bokeh and his little subtle lights in the back. Some lights over here. He had his hat cocked to the side. His microphone sounded good. The road was like perfect position. Like everything about it was just enraging. It was infuriating when I was on it with him. Like, damn it. You look really, really good. I was the ugly friend. I was the ugly friend in that interview. That was me, the ugly friend. But you know, after that show, I worked out. I got my hair did. I put some makeup on. Hey, now I can compete. Now I can compete. Oh wow. That's impossible. That's impressive. Yes, I'm 50. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. Those were the days. Now it's just this kind of boring setup, I guess you'd have to say, but it's clean. And that's kind of the key here. That is key. It needed to be clean. And it needed to be... I know it's just background music, but it's annoying the hell out of me right now. So anyway. So I hope everybody is doing well. Before, and if Brandon can hear me, I'm not going to even attempt to bring you on until I can see the camera kick in. So at least show me the camera so I know you're there and ready for me. If a lot of you... You know what it is? I mean, yeah, I guess it is competition. Cool. I guess it is competition. I guess I am a little competitive. I have learned, you know, through my old age, since I'm 50, I have learned that it's no longer it used to be I would compete with people. Like, oh, that guy's dope. I want to be better than him. And I'm going to beat him, and that's all that matters. And then as you get older, you start to realize that the fight that you're having has nothing to do with that person. The fight is with yourself. So once you learn to battle yourself and to look at somebody else as inspiration and say, I like that guy. I want to learn the skill sets that he has and then improve upon them. But it's not about beating that guy down. Like, I want to be better than him. No, I want to be the best I can be. And the best I can be is potentially better than him, but it's more about being better for me. So as I've gotten older and I've watched, and I'm very critical of myself. That's one of those things that I think is probably one of my strong things. I'm critical about everything, but I'm just as critical about myself. So I have the ability to look and say, wow, he's doing it better than me. I really need to improve my stuff. I really need to get it better across the board. So that's what I do. When I see somebody that's doing something better, I'm like, okay, all right, how can I do something like that? And I start tweaking things, start tweaking lights, start making things a little better, and go from there. So that's the difference. I'm not in competition with anybody else but myself. And that's, if you live that way, you'll probably have a better life. You know, I mean, I think that's the whole, you know, IG, Facebook madness that we go through. You look at somebody's life through the eyes of their camera and how they've spun it, and you get jealous, you get angry, you get spiteful. What does that do? Does that help you? No. You know, when you see people doing something that you can't do, oh, look, they went on vacation. Oh, wow. You know, I remember, like, I'm not going to name names, but people I know that are close to me that may live in this home would just kind of complain a little bit. And I'm just like, hey, that's good for them. You know, it's good for them that they were able to get that. That's like me getting angry when a new product release comes and I don't get the first dibs on it. So somebody releases a video and I'm just like, oh, well, why didn't I get it? I have this, I have that. Instead just going, you know what? Hey, that's great. They got it. They have a better relationship with that company. So it is what it is. That's how you got to live, you know? It is what it is. Okay. Yes, this is true. Mix master. Still getting used to it. Yeah, I get that. I'd like to think that black don't crack. And Lady Beats, I'm not changing my hat. My hat matches my outfit. And I don't want to. But I will. I'll change it when we switch to our commercial. Okay. Yeah, look. The older you get, it is what it is. I'm a firm believer that age is nothing but a number, except when you are 20 and less. I think those people see older people as like crypt keepers. And I don't think there's anything that you can do about it. It's just what it is. So I've learned to stop even trying to explain to young people, no, I'm not old. I'm blah, blah, blah. No, you're really, really old. Like, oh my God, were you here when Jesus walked? It's like, come on, guys. You know, they just don't see things the same way. Then you get past 20 and then you start to realize that, you know, age is just a number that you're on. So it is what it is. Lady Beats is killing me right now. She's killing me. After I'm done with this show, I am 100% going to upgrade my channel points. Upgrade them. So, yeah, okay. So let's just jump down here. Yeah, exactly. Can you do that? Can you return channel points? Is that a thing? I don't even know. That's just not my thing. I'm not really sure. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna bring in our man because he's been sitting there waiting since 12 o'clock. So he's been really great. I appreciate him. We're gonna bring him on, and but first we're gonna go to our commercial. So sit tight, people, and maybe I'll come back with a new hat on. Maybe. Okay, let's do this. Okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So here's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there, or you can give me a super chat and then send me off a tip. Look, I know that times are tough, money's tough, and I know that what I'm asking for some of you people might be a little too difficult. So there are other ways that you can help the channel. You can host the stream, share the stream. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the stream to everybody. Get the word out. That's the easiest way to help me out, and that doesn't cost you a dime. Those are just a couple of ways that you can do this. I think they're coming back, so I need to get out of here. Just remember what I said. We'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, so we are just about ready to bring on our man. He's going to give me the thumbs up exactly when he's ready, and we're going to go from there. Yeah, so I had to switch the hat up. Yeah, there you go. Points are done. Points are done. So as soon as Brandon gets in here, we're gonna there he is right there. So ladies and gentlemen, give me the wake ups in the chat. Give me the wake ups in the chat if you are ready for Mr. Brandon Duke. Let me see those wake ups. And if you don't have those, throw on your favorite emote. Let me see him. I'm not going anywhere until I see him. There we go. Nene, you got to move over to Twitch, pal. You got to move over to Twitch because this is where the party is. This is where everything is happening. So there we go. There we go. And I need to bounce my chat out here. All right. So now that I have done my channel points, let's bring on the man. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure. First off, this young man, I don't even know how long he's DJing. So the reason why I brought him on was because it was so shocking when I first saw him. And you've probably seen him on IG. You've probably seen him on, like Beat Junkies videos and things like that. I caught him. I knew him from IG. Not knew him personally, but I saw him. And then I went to NAMM. He was opening or performing at the Beat Junkies booth. And so look, it's really, really impressive. I know a lot of people, and I had a lot of older people here, but a lot of young people probably should watch this because, if they're trying to figure out where they're going to go, how they're going to get there, I think Brandon is a perfect example of this. So let's bring him on. Let's bring him on. Also, ladies and gentlemen, share the stream. Everybody should be sharing the stream. Let's get as many people on as possible. It is what we need you guys to do. So let's bring him on, and I am struggling with bringing people on today. Here we go. All right, Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you just fine. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me turn my headphones up here. Okay, how's it going today, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Thank you for coming on. I know we've been playing a little show tag because Brandon is obviously a teenager and he's still in school. So it was like, hey, can we bring him on? Yeah, sure. Can we push it to like after December 18th? It's like, what? He's still in school. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. Not everybody is going through COVID quite the same as other DJs. So now you are, what grade are you in? You in eighth grade or ninth grade?
I'm in ninth grade at the moment. Yeah,
Ninth grade. Okay. And you are, how old are you exactly?
I'm 14 years old.
And you just turned 14 a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah, in November.
And so last month. Okay. All right. So how long have you been DJing? When did you start DJing, first off?
So I started to really get passionate for DJing when I was 5 years old. But since I was like really young, like since I was 3 years old, my dad was a DJ and he was heavy in the industry. And I used to see him play all the time downstairs in my basement. And I just watch him and I'd be so inspired at
Hmm.
such a young age. And he saw me grasp towards it and I would try to get on him and play with him sometimes or play with CDJs or whatever he had at the time, and he really saw that I had a passion for it and we decided to pursue it, and the rest is history.
So who is your dad? Is he, when you say he's in the industry, who is he? I don't even know.
So in the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area, so
Hmm.
all around kind of Toronto in the province Ontario, um, he's played at a lot of different venues, mostly towards like the West Indian and Caribbean type
Gotcha.
of events, and his
Hmm.
name was DJ Ryan.
Okay. All right. So you are on the Ontario side. So you're
Yeah.
was the East Coast?
Um.
I guess our East Coast. I don't know what it would
Yeah.
be. Gotcha. Um, so you started out at 5 years old. Now I'm trying to understand. Um, now I have a son exactly your same age, by the way. He's a couple of months older than you, and I remember when he would come into the garage, your basement, and he would kind of be interested, but like, at, I'm trying to understand at what point. So you're 5 years old and you're sitting there and you're just like, grabbing at the CDJs or the turntables. And at what point was he like, okay, let me show you something.
It was on my fifth birthday when my grandpa bought me like my first ever computer that I had, because I was
Mhm.
also very big into tech and computers at that time as well. And then he downloaded Scratch Live on my computer, and he he began to teach me how to DJ on his set.
Mhm. So I'm curious, what came first? This is coming from a DJ dad. So what came first for you? Did he teach you how to blend, or did he teach you like kind of music theory first and knowing when
Um,
to bring something in?
Well, I was actually in piano as well,
Oh,
so that's where
okay.
I got to expand kind of on music theory a lot.
Hmm.
So I knew all about like time structure and beats, bars, etc. And the first thing that he taught me was just simple blending. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's probably the most important part. I think because a lot of kids will come in and they're like, let me see, and they just try, making random sounds with with the tables, and it's like, no, that's just one part of DJing. The blend is how you make money. You can do it by scratching, but that is it. So at 5 years old, he starts teaching you this. Um, how long? I guess at what point did you or did he decide I've taught all I can? And by the way, I know you said he was a big DJ in Ontario. Was he a scratch DJ? Did he have a lot of scratch techniques, or was he more of like a rhythm DJ? He kind of just he played for the clubs, but he wasn't
Yeah.
flashy.
Yeah, he was more of
Hmm.
a rhythmic DJ. Very clean blends. He knew how to read crowds well, and I'm happy that some of that came down to me, and it's helped me a lot in events that I've played at.
Hmm. Now, so he's teaching you blends. He's teaching you how to mix, basically.
Hmm.
At what point was he like, okay, I've kind of taught him all that I can. Now it's time to show him the other elements of DJing.
It was in 2014 when I was 6 going on to 7, and he consulted with someone that he knew that became my manager for a little bit of the time, and he also got someone to train me, and that's where I started to learn all the scratching and all the turntablism and started to expand on my skill set.
They are asking you to bring your volume up a little bit if you
Oh,
can.
okay. Is that better?
Let me see.
If you can,
There you
is this
go.
better?
Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah. Okay. So now, who did he bring in to teach you? Now, because I guess I'm looking at this from a location. Okay, so you are in Ontario. Um, you have a connection with the Beat Junkies, so I'm trying to understand how that works. And obviously, also in Canada is Scratch Bastard. I don't
Yeah.
know if he was the guy, but so who did he bring on to teach you, and how long did that go for, or is it still going?
Um, so who was brought on to teach me? His name was DJ LeBeau, and
Okay.
he was in DMC, I believe, Canada finals a few times,
Hmm.
and really good with turntablism. Scratching taught me a lot of what I know today, and that lasted until about 2017, I believe.
Okay. Hmm. So after 2017, what happened?
So I don't know if you know or if you've ever heard this name, but back in that era from 2013 to 2017, I went under a name called Dexterous One. Have you heard that name before?
I haven't. I haven't.
Oh,
Dexterous One. Okay.
yeah. And then in 2017, my dad figured that he wanted to pursue my career and become my manager because of a few altercations, and I guess things weren't going well. I don't know the full details.
Hmm.
Um, but we wanted a little bit of a change, and that's where I started to use my own name, Brandon Duke, and then add the DJ into it.
Sure. Sure. Okay. And I think that at that point, 3, 4 years ago, it was becoming okay to use your name, your real name.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was like, what do you mean you're going to use your real name? Nobody's gonna hire you, Lester. But it's different now. And I think Calvin Harris helped that out a little bit as a DJ producer, allowing people to use their real names. So, okay. So you started at 5. You are now 14. So we're talking about 9 years of DJing. Out of curiosity, you said you were into computers. So you still into computers?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a gamer too? You look like a gamer.
um, every once in a while, might play Call of Duty and stay up
Mhm.
a little bit and sacrifice a little bit of sleeping hours, but
Now, how often would you say that you practice now?
I'm on my set a lot with the whole COVID thing, and
Hmm.
I do still go to school. There was like a hybrid program where you do half in school and half online. So I would go into school Thursdays and Fridays from 8 to 10:30, and
Hmm.
then my second period would be from 1 to 2, because here in Ontario what they did was, instead of having 2 semesters with 4 courses per semester, they broke it
Hmm.
down into quadmesters. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
2 courses per quadmester, and yeah. So
Gotcha.
with all the time that I have, and I've just been working on my craft and trying to learn new things. Like I've learned couple of new scratches, like the Autobahn, and also I don't know if you've seen, like, there's this um it's more of a movement kind of, it's called the hydroplane.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've always wanted to learn that, and I finally got it down, and I'm just abusing it because I love the sound of it so much.
You know, it's interesting because as you're talking about all these scratches, and I think we're going to try to bring something up off your IG. I I had Rob Swift on last week, and we were talking about DJing and how a lot of DJs nowadays, they learn these scratches, and then it's more just about the scratch. It's not about how the scratch is used in the music.
Hmm.
So as you're scratching, the scratch should be musical. It's not
Yeah.
just about, oh, I can crab, so let me crab for 5 minutes and just show you that I can crab. You know what I mean? So do you utilize that in your DJing? Is it more about the musicality of it, or is it about, hey, look, I can do an autobahn now? You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that was actually one thing that was enforced in me when I was young, and because my dad, obviously being the very musical and rhythmic DJ that he was, in order to kind of make both the worlds connect of turntablism and just the regular music rhythmic world,
Hmm.
there's a time and place for everything, and you just gotta balance it. So you can go crazy and show everybody that you can do this, but still maintain kind of the musical side to it. Like make sure you're scratching on bar, make sure it sounds good and clean.
Okay. They're they're asking you if you can turn your volume up a little more. I don't have any control over Brandon's
Let me
volume.
see.
And it could be maybe I'm just too loud. I mean, I can turn myself down. Who knows?
All right.
Um,
I'm turning it up inside of StreamYards. I don't know if that's helping or
and
not.
I hear you up. Maybe angle your microphone just a little bit more to you. Um,
All right.
yeah. See, there you go. There you go. Okay. So, see, people losing my train of thought. We're trying to conduct an interview here. So as far as DJing, you have a manager. Your dad, I think you said your dad was your manager.
Yeah, well, unfortunately in 2018, my pops passed away, and that role was taken by my mom, who's doing great at it and keeping the legacy alive and doing exactly what he would do. And that's what I was saying, like all the things that he's taught me, I'm trying to keep it all alive and just keep the torch lit.
Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that. I did not know that.
Thank you, thank
That's
you.
yeah, sorry about that. But I think your dad would be exceptionally proud knowing that you are continuing to take his teachings and his craft and really push it along.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that him watching you now and watching you before and seeing your growth and seeing who you have become, I think that he's probably like, he's better than I could have ever been, and that's exactly what I wanted. You know what I mean? Because I think people like with my son. My son is 14, same age as you, and he's DJing now. He's getting better and better, and people are like, "Oh, look, he's better than you." I'm like, "Not yet," And people are like, "Don't." People keep saying, "Oh, don't be jealous." I'm like, "No, no, you don't understand. This is my son. I want my son to be better than me. I want him to blow me out of the water because that's what parents want. They want what's best for their kids. So I'm sure right now he's looking at you like, you know what? He's exactly where he needs to be. And I'm glad that your mom was able to kind of take the realm. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of times that's a little tough. So was she in the industry before, or was she just doing something else?
No, she wasn't heavily into the industry before, but obviously, being with my dad, she's seen and kind
Hmm.
of experienced from more so behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, and is she the one I've been talking to via email?
Yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So what I want to do is I want to show. I don't know if this is possible. We're gonna see maybe a couple of your routines. Do you have a favorite routine that you've done?
um, Not particularly. I love all the routines that I've made.
Hmm. Well, that's good though. That's good. Here, and I'm gonna let me bring up just so I can show them. Share. Okay. So, can I pop this out?
Ooh, this is cool.
Yes. Yeah, this is StreamYard. It just makes things a lot easier for me. But I mean, just if you travel down and people looking at you now and they're like, okay, but I mean, how far back can we go here? Where you were DJing? Let's see how far back. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That was me in 2013 when I was 6 years old. Yeah.
That is crazy. You know what's crazier though? Because you're saying 6, you mean you're only 14, but we're still talking. That was in the last decade. You know, I always think back to people, and you're like, okay, well, you know, we're talking in 2000, not 7 years ago. You know, we got A-Track here. You know, this is definitely Nam, right? Had to be Nam.
Yeah.
Yep, it was Nam. How long did you go? Of course. How long did you? When did you start going to Nam?
I actually started going to NAM in 2014, and then I went in 2015 again, and then I missed out on 16 and 17, and then in 2018, that was when Phase and the whole Rain setup, the 72 and the 12s, were a big buzz at that time.
Yes.
So my dad and I were just sitting down thinking, like, should we go? And this was like on the week of, from like Thursday, when we were already seeing all the Instagram stories and posts
Right.
from everybody, just looking at all the new tech. And we booked a last minute flight, got in on Friday, and
wow. Okay. All right. So, now when did you did the show at the Beat Junkies booth?
yeah,
Was that
2019 as well?
in 2019? Now, was that planned, or was that kind of you there? Did they ask you? I mean, I'm trying to understand the connection between yourself and the Beat Junkies.
Well, that was actually pretty unplanned. I believe it was the day before that. Who came up to me? I believe it was Rhett that came up to me and asked me, like, hey, tomorrow we have a opening slot. Do you want to come and do a quick 5 minutes? And I was like, yeah, sure. Plugged in my computer, did my thing, and yeah.
Okay. All right. It's always easy when Rhett says, hey, come on down. Did you put any of those videos here and on your IG?
They should be there.
Here, I'm going to pop it up so you can see. So we're saying the same thing. Not that one.
I think that's all like 2019. You got to scroll a little bit more.
Down or up?
Down.
Okay.
Oh, actually, do you mind scrolling up quickly?
Yeah.
I saw a picture that I just want to explain. You see that picture right there with the green vinyl beside me standing? Yeah, that picture right there?
Yep.
All right. So I just want to explain something really quick. That is when I was 6 years old, playing at a club that is now closed down in Toronto called The Government. And that night was the night that I broke the Guinness World Records for the world's youngest DJ.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what was the qualification to be the youngest DJ? Was it to be performing professionally at a venue? Is that how they did it? I mean, I'm trying to understand. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. No, that's impressive. And I mean, the crowd is hype. And did they know you were going to be there when they came?
I'm not really sure. I don't remember kind of how that all went down, or if anybody knew, or if there was a flyer about it. But yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And yeah, we're trying to get, if we can't find it, then we'll go. Let's just take a look at this one right here. What is this one?
That was my Bose scratch challenge.
Bossy, Godfather, man a champion, in it. Bossy, bossy, Godfather, father, man a champion, hey, hey, bang, 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 bang,
Them ones sound like me. Them ones sound like me.
man a OG, man a champion in it. Bossy, Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble.
I mean, so when you started working, so you were doing musically, you were doing all of these things, you were learning these scratches. At what point did you decide, you know what, it's time for, because I'm sure that just like my son, when you first get down to come down, I have not changed my mic volume, Radbone. I haven't touched it, but I will turn down a little bit. When you were, so back to what I was saying. So your dad's probably helping you. He's showing you how to blend, showing you, proper mix technique. At what point were you playing music that you wanted to hear versus music that he wanted to hear? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a point where you really start to develop your own sound. When would you say that happened?
It was definitely after the name change where he started to let me independently do a lot of stuff and learn more on my own so I could develop my own skill set and instead of being dependent on anybody. And it really worked out, and he started asking me like, okay, like what are the new trends? Like what are your friends listening to? Let's take that one hip hop song that's that has a challenge on Instagram and let's flip it and do a routine or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And musically, especially coming from, your heritage, where do you tend to fall musically as you DJ? Like what's your go-to? I mean, I've heard you play everything, but there's always a go-to that people, will naturally kind of fall back to.
I actually don't have a go-to at the moment, and I've never really had a go-to because I've been so open to so many different genres, and I love every single genre. Like I love dancehall, soca, hip-hop, even a lot of retro stuff. Like I love 90s. 90s is probably one of my favorite eras.
As it
out of
should
all
be.
the eras, yeah.
Yeah, 90s had the best overall musically as far as all of the different types of music you could get. The 90s had it all. It feels like nowadays, and you probably see this, while there's a whole bunch of genres of music, you just named off a ton. It does feel like at this point in time, a lot of the music sounds very similar, sounds the same. Like something hot will come out and you'll be like, well, that sounds different. And then 2 months later, there's like 30 songs that sound exactly like that. You know what I mean? So I think in the 90s, we were kind of still in an experimental phase where people were just doing their thing, trying new stuff. I mean, that was the same with like hip hop and grunge rock and, Seattle, all of these things. Everybody was just doing something a little different. So, yeah, I get that. And my son tends to fall back to 90s too. But do you play the stuff that, all the little people, do you play all of them?
Yeah.
Now before COVID, what would you say your, I guess, tour schedule was like? What were you doing DJ wise?
DJ wise, I was in with a lot of Toronto sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
I've played at a few Raptors games before. I played at a few Maple Leafs games before.
Wow.
And I was also the official DJ for the Toronto Marlies, which is like the affiliate team for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
And I also did a lot of corporate events, so charity galas and all those types of things for businesses. And then the occasional events downtown Toronto, a few night venues sometimes, but you know, there's a lot of politics with that. Obviously,
With the age.
my age getting in,
Yeah.
and it's very difficult, security and all that, and where I have to be until my playtime. But
Right.
yeah,
Now, as a 14-year-old going to school, obviously pre-COVID, but you were fortunate enough to continue to go to school.
yeah.
Like my kids, they can't go to school. They've been home for the entire year at home. But I'm curious to know like what your friends think of this whole thing that you do.
Well, I in high school, I didn't really know that much people when I first got in, and I built a ton of friends, and I've let them know, and I've told them, and they've seen my Instagram, and they've been like blown away. Like, look, oh, he has 12.6K followers and all that. And I'm like, thanks. And they're like, "Oh, you're so cool. Have you met this artist? Have you met this artist?" And I was like, "No, not yet. Maybe in the future, but not yet." But I generally believe that they think it's cool and they'd support it.
All right. But and as friends should, because that's why they're your friends. If they don't support you, then they really shouldn't be your friends. Do you now? I know you were into computers. Do you do any sports?
Before kind of COVID, I was playing basketball. I wasn't on a team or in a league, but mostly kind of school street ball, I guess you could call
Right.
it.
Yeah. Shoot arounds, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I don't know this, but are you sponsored by anybody yet? Any hardware? No. Okay. Are you looking to be sponsored, or is that something that like you're just like, if I'm locked to that one thing, then I can't experiment with other things?
Pioneer DJ, y'all want to run that sponsorship?
You can have one of these.
That was my early Christmas gift, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you've been using it already. By the way, what do you? It looked like you were using the 72 before, probably what,
Yes.
the MK1. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Mark 1.
Yeah. What do you think about the S11?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. Like, the functionality of it is mind blowing. How
Yes.
Pioneer DJ constructed something with so much features and compatibility. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think that's the same response that pretty much everybody that's ever touched the S11 has had. And, it's, I just did my review about the 72 and I'm getting not angry pushback, but a little pushback like, well, you have to get used to it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't understand. There's something about just touching the S11 and it just working the way you think it should, that it's so good.
Yeah.
And Queso, you could get a S11. Don't blame him for having an S11.
Oh,
Look,
my goodness.
a lot of people look. First off, you are a working DJ.
Yeah.
So keep this in mind. And anybody that's out there going, "Oh, it would be nice." He's a working DJ and he is actually making money. So his craft, his profession is DJing. If anybody should have an S11, it's Brandon. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Thank
at least your skill set actually can really utilize the S11s. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that have them right now that I've seen, and I'm just like, you probably shouldn't have an S11. Like, you would have been fine with something else. But like even me, I personally, because of the YouTube thing,
Yeah.
I get blessed with a lot of gear, and I do love the S11, but and I don't consider myself to be remotely close to you. You have a skill set that is,
thank you.
you're welcome, but you have a skill set that is, the term natural, the term prodigy comes up, especially when you can see it at 5 and it's 6 years old. You're setting Guinness World Records. I mean, I don't even know if it translates internally to you. 6 years old, you're in the Guinness Book of World Records. I mean, you know, there's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said.
Yeah.
Now, you're practicing every day. You're practicing, you know, all the time, and you do have a Twitch account. And are you streaming a lot? Because I was looking, it looked like your numbers were a little low, which is kind of
Yeah.
not representative of you. So,
With the whole streaming thing, back in June, I was doing like a regular Thursday thing called Turn It Up Thursday, and then a lot in Ontario, like a few lockdown things were starting to get lifted, and we were moving up in stages, but the numbers recently have went up drastically,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we're back in lockdown and quarantine again as of the 26th. So definitely in 2021, I'm just going to make sure that everything is proper, because I don't want to go out there and like everything's not looking good. And, you know, I want to make sure that everything's done properly and give people the best experience and the smoothest experience that they can get. So definitely in 2021, look out. I'll have a weekly stream, maybe twice a week stream coming soon.
Gotcha. And I mean, it's where we are right now. This is the world we live in. You were fortunate enough to at least have some of the restrictions lifted throughout the year. Like, I'm in California, so we're doing nothing. We have been doing nothing. So I have been a little jealous of seeing a lot of people do that. Now, I know that Canada, just in general, always had lower numbers. It seemed like you were a little more responsible with COVID, so you were able to kind of move forward. California hasn't been. I mean, America hasn't been responsible in general. And now they're talking about a new strain that's even more.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's almost like they don't want us to live. Somebody does not want us to live out there, because especially as DJs. Oh, and this is actually a very good question for you. Now, I know you're still in school. By the way, do you have a major? Like, if you're not DJing, what do you want to do with your life?
Well, I've definitely thought that I wanted to go down the medical field in the future. So after post-secondary, maybe go into med school. And I was thinking down like the cardiology kind of field.
Okay.
And actually, speaking about majors, something that I major in right now is my school offers a program called the Regional Arts Program, and they specialize in arts, these key 5 arts. So drama, instrumental music, vocal music, dance, and the one that I'm in is media arts. So that's graphic design, a lot of motion graphics, and I'm really excited for it. I actually have the course this quadmester, and we've learned so much. We've touched base on almost about a good 75% of the Adobe softwares that we'll be using for the rest of the 4 years, and I'm loving it so far. There's so much cool things and capability that we have inside of this program.
I want to point out to everybody listening right now, because clearly it sounds amazing. This is something that is not in the United States. We don't actually promote our kids, our youth, to grow like other nations do, other countries do. And that's the kind of thing right there that leads to like amazing adults, giving people the opportunity to do things with themselves that they didn't think that maybe they wanted to do or could do. So every so often, I'm just like, Canada, can you just open your borders, please? Please. I haven't been to Ontario. I've been to Toronto a couple of times. I've done events out there. And
so basically, Toronto is in Ontario. Ontario is the province, as if California is the state.
Oh, there you go.
And Los Angeles is
You know
the
what?
city inside
I'm
of
sorry.
the state. So
No, you're right. I keep thinking of Vancouver.
oh,
I keep mixing the two, but you're right. So yeah, I have been to Ontario, which is like the West Coast. and it's I don't want to say it's the warmer of the two, but Vancouver can get really really cold. It's on the East Coast side, and my favorite thing, and I don't know how to me, do you like poutines, or to you is it like some yeah?
I don't know, every once in a while, but it depends. Some places have like really great poutine, like the gravy is good, the cheese is on point, just like melting inside of my mouth. But you'll go to a next place and the poutine is absolutely just no.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Yeah, no, yeah, I've only had good ones. Fortunately for me, I haven't had the seriously bad ones yet. But I can imagine it's kind of like fast food. You go somewhere and you're like, why is this so nasty? Oh yeah, it's because I'm at this place. Now you have a huge, well, you used to have a huge nightlife scene where you have like blocks and blocks of clubs, and you can walk to every club. You know, there's like 20 clubs out there. At what point, I'm sure you guys have probably discussed it, at what point will they allow you to like have a residency or to actually DJ consistently?
I definitely think that residency won't come until I'm over 19.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they'll squeeze it, maybe when I'm 17 or 18, but I
Sure.
definitely know that they will be strict until I'm 19.
Okay. What's the alcohol age there?
19.
It's 19. See, it's not. Never mind. We can talk about Canada versus America all we want, and it's never going to end up good. Just a little side note. I don't know that I would say that Gavin is messing it up as much as people want to blame him for. There's different opinions on each side. Yeah, he's strict, but having said that, I would rather have strict over some of the other things I've seen.
Yeah.
So we have to look at it both ways. He's being overprotective is what I would say. So DJ T Diesel says, so would we have Dr. DJ Brandon or DJ Dr. Brandon Brandon Duke?
Never know in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys have much better chocolate. That's another thing that people don't know. The chocolate in Canada is so much better than America. It's a whole different thing. They have their Kinder eggs are like legitimately good.
Oh yeah.
Like my kid's a huge Kinder egg fan. The ones you buy out here in America, they're nowhere near the Kinder eggs in
Some
Canada.
of them would taste like cardboard and all
Yes.
of that.
Yes. We like to baby our people. That's probably the worst part of living in America. We allow for stupid people, but then it's like, okay, you'll learn this as you get older. The laws for America are put in place to protect the people that are pretty much already obeying the laws.
Mm-hmm.
The stupid people continue to be stupid and continue to do stupid stuff. So the only ones that they're hurting is us. Canada feels like they're a little more respectful of like, okay, you're a smart person. I'm going to trust that you're not going to do some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a little different. Now, out of curiosity, and I'm going to, hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to play one more video. Where'd it go? And I'm going to change my light source here because this is crappy. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to something newer.
Yeah.
All right. Which one would you say?
The one bottom right.
Right here. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Jody can't breathe when I come through. Jody can't breathe when I come through. Jody can't breathe when I come through. Breathe when I come through. Breathe when I breathe when I breathe when I.
Shut up, and blue can tell. Remix, I go make them head swell.
Maybe we need some time alone. We need to let it breathe.
So what?
bimmer. Oh, am I?
Okay. All right. Let me move this. There we go. All right. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is ridiculously dope.
Thank you.
And
thank
and I also noticed you're rocking the whole Pioneer setup. You got the PLXs,
you. Yeah.
and you got the S11. I'm gonna say that before the S11 you were just okay, but then the S11 came and you got really, really good.
Oh, I cannot wait to drop some routines, but I'm trying to learn a few of the features first, like the whole 4-deck thing and
Yes.
the deck
Yeah.
move and all of that. Like
Mhm.
once I get that down, the routines that I'm gonna be dropping are gonna be
Yeah, the people don't realize I put it in my review about the mixer, but it's one of the coolest things once you learn how to use it.
Oh, yeah.
And also, how has Scratchbank helped you?
Pardon?
How has Scratchbank helped you?
Scratch.
Have you been using Scratchbank?
I haven't loaded everything into it yet, but
Mhm.
I've tried it kind of on the fly in different situations. Like,
Right.
I'll pull up an instrumental real quick and do like a quick 4 bars or 8 bars or something, just freestyle, and it's responsive and great.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It really is. I'm glad it came to the 72, but it's one of the coolest things. When you start working with your S11, especially with the echoes, you can really fine tune
Oh,
when your echoes kick in and when they're on, when they're off. It's just like it's such a smart mixer.
yeah.
It's so smart.
Pioneer.
There we go. Okay, so let's see here. So you're DJing since you're 5 years old. Now you're doing these routines and you're getting better and better. At what point do you move to Red Bull?
So let's talk a little bit about Red Bull. So in 2017, under my other name, Dexterous One, I actually sent in a submission, a 5-minute submission to Red Bull, and it blew up all on Facebook, all on YouTube. I think it hit at least 1 million views, I think. And I was on like newspapers all the way in different cities in Asia, and a lot of people were really supporting it.
Mhm.
And when the Canadian national finalists came out, I was shocked to hear that I didn't make it. And basically what their thing was and what their explanation was is that as I am a minor and Red Bull is a drink specifically aimed towards obviously adults over the age of 18, I believe,
All right.
18 or 19.
Okay.
And yeah, they said that I wouldn't be able to participate in the competition due to me being a minor, and obviously that the main sponsor of 3 Style is Red Bull, which is a drink typically made for adults. It was a little
Interesting.
bit, yeah.
I don't know that I agree with that, because it's not like you have to be an adult to buy a Red Bull.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was a little bit, I don't know, a lot of politics behind it.
It sounds like it. Or maybe they were a little concerned that you might beat up on some of their older guys. Now, as far as, so we have Red Bull, we have the Goldie Awards with A-Track, and then we also have DMC. Any
Ooh.
inclination to do those?
I don't know. So DMC and my dad and I have talked about this like so many times when he was still alive, and he was like, I'm more of kind of like a musical slash scratch DJ, so I'll do it here and then. But DMC is just like full on turntablism, and
Right.
Sometimes it'll give me a headache. Sometimes it won't. But I feel like that's not really my style, to be honest. The scratching, the heavy scratching, the heavy juggling. And that's why I feel like 3 Style and Goldie Awards suited me a lot more, because you had a little bit of more room to kind of still play a song and play for the crowd a little bit as well, to get some
Right.
interaction, and plus doing all the scratching and the battle style turntablism. But it was more balanced, those two competitions.
Gotcha. Now, have you competed in Goldie yet?
Yes, I did compete in Goldie Awards in 2018, and I actually placed second in 2018.
Oh, wow.
And then
Okay.
I came back in 2019 to try and get my redemption, but I didn't place, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Now, who took first?
In 2018, Yuto came first
Okay,
from
gotcha.
Japan.
There's a lot of good Japanese DJs.
Oh, yeah. Reina, Fumi, Yuto, all of them.
Yeah, it is a tough situation to be in, especially considering the amount of Japanese have such a different culture when it comes to competition. Like if they can't be perfect, they don't even want to be in it. So it's just it's a different thing, especially when you're 14 years old and you're like, I'm still a kid. Like there's things I want to do with myself. But I think when Rob Swift was on last week, he said it best. He said, some people, they'll get into competitions and then it's just about the competition. It's
Yeah.
okay. I did this one and I won. Now let's go next year. And I did this one and I won. Now next year, or I lost. Now next year, instead of going, okay, what else can I do with these skill sets? And I think that because of the fact that you are musical, because of the fact that you are a DJ, or like a DJ, not a scratch DJ, not a turntablist, but a DJ, that
Yeah.
it opens the doors for so many more things. I think, for you, I mean, look, you're 14 years old and the biggest roadblock you have is that you're not old enough to DJ in nightclubs. But if you were old enough, you'd be DJing in nightclubs.
Yeah.
You see, so it's like, it's one of those things where, if you just keep doing what you're doing, by the time you hit that age, the door is just going to completely fly open for you. You're going to be able to do whatever you want. Now, here's the thing. If you go to school, you get your degree, you're Dr. DJ, what do you want to do if you had to make a choice? And they were like, okay, you're at this level now, you can either become this doctor or you can become this world-renowned DJ. Which one do you choose?
It is hard because I've thought of that so many times and I've never came to like an answer, because it is two things that I'm really passionate about that I want
Sure.
to do, and I don't want to have to choose one. I wish there was a way that I can do both, and there probably is a way. Anything is possible. And
Right.
if I could do both, I'd do both.
Yeah, I get you. But I would assume that being like a cardiologist is probably going to need to have as much sleep as possible, because that's kind of a serious thing to do. you'll be cutting in a new level. So, are you doing any of your own edits, flips, production? Like, are you doing any of that stuff?
Yeah, over quarantine, I developed a little bit of producing skills. I use Ableton. I've been using it since 2017, and I've been trying to get better and work on some of my beats, and I make some of my own personal edits, but I'm
Sure.
planning to definitely put them out and let people have access to some of the things that I've created.
Yeah, it's good. I have another friend of mine, Kid Cut Up, and he does a lot of edits for DJ
Yeah,
City.
for DJ
You've
City.
probably seen. Yeah, and he said, he goes, like, I make all these edits for DJ City all the time. He goes, but I have thousands of songs that I've made that they didn't want, and so I still have them. What am I supposed to do with them? So he puts his on Bandcamp, but he also makes his own custom music. So he'll have an acapella into a beat and then go acapella out so he can mix into another beat. Like those are the kinds of things that I think as a competitive DJ you kind of need to have.
Yeah.
You know, but acapellas are hard to come by. They really are.
Very.
Yeah. So, okay. By the way, anybody in the chat, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. Yeah, that way, you know, he can answer them if you have any questions whatsoever. And while they're asking, who are your favorite DJs? Who are your inspirations?
My inspirations are Vect, Scratch Bastard, DJ Puffy, Craze, A-Track, Jazzy Jeff, and also Starting From Scratch.
Starting From Scratch is on here too. They're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does
So
his,
okay.
in the house, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's I think you named probably the same people, you know, that I would name. Do you take in any historical people? Because, you know, back then, you know, when in the inception of b-boying and DJing, you know, there were, you know, all of these other people. You know, have you taken the time to really look at like some of the old cats?
I've definitely kind of looked and more so studied a lot of the executioners. Rob Swith. One of my favorite is Precision.
Okay.
He's one of my favorite.
Gotcha. Let's see if we have any questions. T Diesel's is Grandmaster Flash.
And, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Mofia says, which of your peers are you keeping an eye out for?
Peers as in school?
I guess I guess it's like other DJs that maybe are coming up too that you're like, okay, you know, you got something there.
In the younger generation, definitely one of my peers who I was close with is K Swiss, and he's doing big things, the whole DMC online, and he won Supremacy, I believe, in 2018 and 2019. I don't exactly remember, but I know he won IDA teams with Reina, who is another peer amongst the younger generation of DJs who's doing big things with the whole turntablism and scratching. And yeah, I definitely say those two.
Okay. Yeah. And then there's the, I always see, because they're always being reposted, their videos always go viral. The two sisters.
Mira and Kayla.
I think it says who they are. Yeah. Yeah. Although I don't know how much, look, they clearly have skills. So I'm not saying that, but I don't know how much program wise is coming from them versus from like whomever is, you know, handling things. You know, every time I see it, I'm just like, I'm not sure you would have chosen that song, but they're still dope, you know. And one of them is super dope.
Yeah.
The other one's good, but one of them is like, okay, you have a future. Diamond Lee asks, what type of a training schedule do you have for scratching? And while you think about that, Hyper Mist, Brandon's 14. Just throwing that out there.
I don't have a schedule at the moment, but I want to put one in place to kind of keep myself on the right track. And usually before when it was more kind of when I feel to, I'd go in and start to learn something new or advance on scratching, because kind of the events that I do, as I stated earlier, are so broad, and everything requires a different side of DJing in order to satisfy. And it was more so on my downtime when I'd be done all my homework and I'd be like, hey, I want to learn something new today. I feel like learning this scratch. I feel like making my hands faster, or learning this juggle pattern, and see if I could throw it into a set one day and surprise the crowd, or surprise the virtual people on Twitch. you
Right.
know, in the times we are in right now.
Now, speaking of Twitch, what, how difficult was it for you to go from I'm always DJing in front of people to I'm DJing in front of a camera and I have no idea who's on, who cares, who's watching?
It was a very difficult transition when I did my first ever solo stream. I did a few streams for some other people before that, but it was difficult setting up my own solo stream because my friends told me about OBS, and it was mostly for like gaming, and I knew about Twitch from like a very long time, from like 2017, 2018, when one of the most popular games, which was Fortnite, and you have streamers that are playing this game and have views upon views on it. And then when this whole pandemic came about and I seen Twitch start to pop up again, but for DJs, I was like, oh, this is cool how DJs are starting to notice Twitch and how the people are starting to notice Twitch. And definitely, yeah, as I said earlier, it was a different type of transition and a different experience, because I like to play for crowds so they get to feel my energy and I feel their energy. Through technology and through a computer, you can't really feel energy unless you see 10,000 fire emojis in the chat. Then you know that they're enjoying it. But yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think there's a lot of DJs currently watching this stream. But we've all gone through it where you're just like, this is dope. Let me show you this dope little thing I did. And then there's nothing. There's nothing in the chat. You're just like, did they notice? Maybe they didn't notice. Maybe they didn't care. Maybe it just sucked, you know? And I think it's one of those things that you just kind of learn to kind of create your own energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that this is dope, so I'm going to react for you, because that's what I have noticed. It seems like the DJs that get the most love are the ones that are really into their craft.
Yeah.
You know, they're dancing along, they're, bobbing their heads. Like, those are the people react to that. So it's very interesting. Mofia, I think this is the question he asked. Are you able to go to playlist?
No, I've never been to playlist before, but I want to in the future once everything obviously opens up and America is fine. Then I travel down to Jazzy Jeff's little mansion and get in a little trailer, get my own trailer and everything.
Is that what he does? Everybody has their own trailer on his property?
I believe so, yeah. Based off
I just want to be a fly on the wall. Just a fly on the wall. Like, I don't need to talk to anybody. Just kind of chill in the back. Because that's like the who's who for DJs. Like, if you were invited to that,
oh yeah,
you can probably just there's nowhere they won't let you in after that. Hey, I was at playlist. You could be the worst DJ. I was at playlist. They're like, okay, come tour with us. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I would love to go there too. My DJ City brethren, a couple of them have gone just because they were with DJ City, and I was so jealous, so jealous. Yeah, but I mean, the people, first off, Scratch Bastard is one of my favorites. I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. He just gets better and better and better, and I don't know how, but he's amazing. He's amazing.
Not human
and then
at this point.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking, where it's just like you watch him, you're just like, because I remember first seeing him, and one of the things that I said before, and this was a while ago, like when he did his Darth Vader scratch in DMC. Yeah. So, but one of the things that I remember, especially when he was just starting out, was he wasn't soulful. Like when he would scratch, his scratches were very rigid. And then fast forward, and all of a sudden you're just like, this man has more soul than anybody I've ever seen. The stuff the song selection he chooses, the way he brings things in, his routines. Like, I don't understand how one man can be that dope all the time. Every routine he comes out with is fire. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you're supposed to have like some where you're like, okay, that was okay, but every routine gets better and better. I don't understand.
His streams are just like so beautiful and so like clean, and everything about it is just so amazing. Everything about Scratch Bastard is just
now, have you met Scratch Bastard?
Yes.
Have you? No, I'm talking. Some people meet. Have you like had a conversation with him?
I mean, does going to his house count?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's dope. That is dope.
Yeah.
I was hoping that he was going to come on today, but apparently today is that day before Christmas, so everybody's doing stuff.
I actually logged on to Twitch real quick, and he's streaming right now. He's doing like it was called Merry Christmas Eve.
Yes, exactly. And I get that. It is what it is. So okay. Hold on. Let me see if we have any more questions. But yeah, Scratch is amazing. Jazzy Jeff obviously is amazing. One guy that doesn't get as many props, but he should, is Miles Medina.
Oh,
Miles Medina is sick with it all the time, and nobody knows who he is. But if you see him, he gives the same vibes as like a Scratch Bastard. Yeah, so dope. Okay, let's see if we have any more questions for you. Let's see here. DJ Special J says, I hear the Jazzy Jeff influence in Scratch now. I agree. 100%, because he has, it's rare that you will see somebody make like a quantum leap in their skill sets, but I feel like that's exactly what happened with Scratch Bastard. Like, he was good, and then he got great, and I don't know where it happened. I don't know if somebody pulled him into their dojo and just like trained him for a whole year, but he definitely got better. But I would say this, and I thought that you had more relationships with the Beat Junkies. Like, there's a guy by the name of Matt Skills. He was a rapper, but now he's a DJ, and older guy.
I've heard of him before.
Yeah, he's dope. I had him on the show, and we were talking about how dope he was as a DJ, and I'm thinking he's like some of the old school cats like Diamond D, who's been DJing forever. And he said, no, I just started learning in 2016. And I'm just like, I don't understand. First off, you're older. So when you're older, it's always a little harder to learn new things, especially scratch techniques, because it's a young man's game when you're first starting out, because you just absorb things differently. Like, I can teach my son how to do something. He's like, oh, okay. And he just does it. You're like, that, you know how long that took me to learn?
Effect.
Exactly. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I just learned in 2016. And I'm just like, I don't get it. And then he starts telling me, oh yeah, well, I had Mellow D was training me. I had Rhythmatic was at my house, and
Goodness.
oh God, what was this? Oh God, who's the main guy? I can't think of his name right now. It's driving me crazy. He hasn't been on IG a lot lately. He did a lot of videos on the S9 loop effect. Did you could extend the loop and then keep it going, and he would put new beats on top of it. What is his name? It's driving me nuts. If you guys know in the chat, let me know. But when you have like the top people teaching you, not Babu, not he's a beat junkie, but he's not that beat junkie. He's off to the side. When you have somebody that's like, oh, I have a Babu, he's teaching me. Oh, I got Mr. Chalk, he's teaching me. Oh, it's like, you better get better. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not getting better, there's something wrong with you. It's not them. It's definitely you. So he's a Latin guy. He's not black. Whoever said, not Shorts, not J-Rock, not D Styles. I'll think of it literally when I hang up the stream. I gotta look now. Now I'm curious myself, because that's gonna drive me nuts. While I'm looking. So meanwhile, in the future, while I'm looking for this, what do you have? What are your goals for the next 5 years of DJing, of life? what do you want to do with yourself?
Definitely my goals for my future is to stay focused on what I love to do and make sure that my education is priority before anything else, and stay focused in school, and also stay passionate about music, because music is something that I love, whether it's production, whether it's DJing. I just love it so much, and you know, adapt to new things and keep mastering my craft and advancing my skills. And for however long the pandemic goes, you never know. It could go 5 years with this new strain or whatever they're talking about. But
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. By the way, the guy's name is DJ Manuel. Have you seen Manuel?
Oh,
Yeah.
disgusting.
Exactly. So when Manuel is teaching you how to DJ, you're winning. I wish I had people that were just like, "Hey, let me show you some stuff." I'd be a completely different DJ, completely. And by the way, the education thing, that's definitely you know that you don't live in America, because it is something that we are the kings of. Pursue your dreams first and then fall back maybe on education. And then we have people like, Mark Zuckerberg. And that's like, oh, I'm just going to drop out of college and do what that is. DJ Dilemma. Sorry, man. I didn't see it. It's my bad. But yes, there you go. So yeah, we are a completely different country, and it drives me nuts because, and again, not everybody should be pursuing education, until they're 30. There are some people that just aren't those people. Like I've always said, it's not about getting an education. It's about getting your skill sets to be able to do things. And what drives me nuts about America is that we require all of these minimum things, like these minimum degrees, in order to do things. But
Yeah.
a lot of things, you really just need trade schools. A lot of things like, okay, I want to be a plumber, go to plumber school, and then you'll have a job. Instead of saying, oh no, if you want to become this, you need a master's in this and a BA in this, but that has nothing to do with what I'm working. That has nothing to do with my job, but you still need that. Like that's dumb to me. If you want to do something, we should go back to trade schools and go that route. That's just my opinion. DJ 360 in the house. By the way, we are definitely not rating 360 with a 14-year-old in the chat. That's not a good thing. I kid. But yeah, everybody wants to be TikTok. Everybody wants to be, the next great thing. By the way, do you have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok, but I haven't posted much on it yet. But I did actually make my first TikTok the other day. It was me where I transitioned from my S9 to my S11, and
Okay.
it was kind of like a seamless transition. So I set up the camera in the exact same position, and I switched from the S9 to the S11, and it was kind of like my reaction. I was just like,
Gotcha. I think you would do very well on TikTok with a few of your scratching routines. I mean, it seems like anything can get, 30,000 views though. It's a very weird thing. Like I can't quantify it. Like, cause I'm a YouTube guy, I'm an IG guy. TikTok to me is like, oh, how many views did you get? Oh, I just got 20,000 followers. I don't understand how this works. I don't understand how people make money. Like it's one of those things I don't get. Let's do one more video. So you can tell me which one I should play for all the new people that just jumped in. And
let's see. It's another solid routine here. The one in the champion shirt right there.
yep, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that one.
It's a little Biggie tribute.
Sicker than your average. Sicker than your average. Sicker than your average. Sicker than your sicker than sicker than sicker than sicker than sicker sicker than sicker than your average. Sicker than your average. Sicker than your To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches.
Brandon Duke, the DJ.
Okay. So fire. Just
thank you.
absolute fire. I'm still echoing in my voice. All right, there we go. So yeah, simply fire. By the way, anybody in the chat, throw the emotes in the chat, throw the wake up emotes in the chat. If that was fire, throw the fire emotes. Let Brandon know, what he's doing is absolutely amazing. And again, these are routines that you created on your own. You're like, I want to do this. Yeah. So that's, a lot. There's a lot to be said about that, man.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Okay. So let's see here. Mike Feliciano says, so have you noticed any difference on the 1200s to the 1000s? And have you used phase or are you a needles guy? Just curious.
I haven't, from the 1200s to PLX 1000s, I feel like the 1000s for me, they've been super solid for the 3 years that I've now had them, and never really failed on me. I thought they failed once, but then I figured out how to fix it. It was something with the weight of the tone arm, I believe. But I don't know if it was the 1200s that I had, because my dad bought them a very long time ago, and
They're probably like MK2s or MK3s, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
and some of the ground would break all the time, and some of the RCAs were faulty. So when we moved to the 1000s, it was just a lot more reliable and solid. And about phase, I have phase, and it's responsive, but sometimes there's latency and
Yeah.
a few bugs. Like when I was preparing for my Goldie Awards set in last year, I was planning on using phase, and then while I was practicing one day, there was one bug, one little small bug, and it stopped working, and I was like, I can't have
Yeah.
one. I'm not gonna have this. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's gonna work again. I was like, no. If it happens once, then I know it's destined to happen again.
It can happen again.
I just got rid of the phase. Well, I didn't technically get rid of them, but I stopped using them for that period of time. And I had a pair of Shure's, but they were starting to get a little bit rusty. So went on Amazon and purchased a pair of Ortofon Scratch. It's the white ones.
Yep.
And they are so reliable. And even on the Goldie Awards stage in Brooklyn Steel, where you have subs and a lot of big bass and a lot of vibration, it performed really well. And I didn't have any of those like red marks that you see in the Serato line. Like none of it. It was full gray the whole entire time. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And look, a lot of people, we know phase has their issues. They're supposed to be releasing the HID update very, very soon, which might change a lot of things for people. But it might not. It's one of those things where you're like, I love phase and I hate phase all at the same time, and I wish I didn't have to choose between. But I like them just out of convenience, because I just don't have to worry about, like you said, your needles being worn out and all of these things. So that's why I like them. But I'm currently using, and I see this question, I'm currently using the 12s because I was testing the entire Rain setup. So have you used the 12s? You used them at Beach Junkies. They were using
Yes.
the 12s.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on them?
I actually have a pair of 12s right over here, and I've used the 12s a lot, but something about them just like doesn't feel the same as the feel of just using turntables with needles. And sometimes it'll bug out here, and sometimes when I pull back the record, it just something about the whole technology that's inside of it and the USB plug-in versus RCA, it just doesn't feel the same.
I'm laughing at you because I just released my Rain 12 video, and that was one of the things I said. I just it's like everything will be working fine, then all of a sudden you'll go to do something and it feels like there's a ghost touching the turntable and working against you. It's so weird, the feel of them. And they just, there is a feel to them that you have to get used to, but they feel a little synthetic. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like vinyl, something about the way vinyl just, I don't know. Vinyl just is different. And I'm talking about even vinyl with like phases on them. Just using vinyl just feels different. And it's hard to overcome that. But they are convenient though. They really are convenient, knowing that you don't have to worry about anything. They're always on. The MK2s, I don't know which ones you have. Do you have the ones or the
I have
twos?
the
The Mark
ones.
ones or what? Okay. So the Mark 2s come with the DVS RCAs now.
Oh, really?
So you can run the RCAs right into your box, and now you have DVS mode. So every time
That's
I had
cool.
a problem with USB, I swapped to the RCAs. I was fine. Yeah, it is weird though. But the Elo show, what's going on? It says it's funny hearing a youngster knowing the touch. I mean, he's a youngster, but he's been doing it since he was 6 years old. He better know the touch. Let's see. Mike Feliciano says, I'm going to the Ortophone vinyls. I've heard good things about those. I haven't used them, but I've heard good things about them. Let's see here. 360 says it's harder for her to scratch with phases. I didn't really have that issue per se, but you got to use the magnets. That's the one thing. You have to put the magnets on or they won't work properly. My whole thing about the phases is the beat juggle drift that comes, because it's fast. It's like you could be beat juggling for, I don't know, 15 seconds, and you'll go back and you'll notice that 12 o'clock is now like 1. You're like, I can't. And you have to you shouldn't have to compensate for your needles literally readjusting to you. So as I would do juggles, I would have to force myself to go, okay, I've been juggling for a while. I'm sure I got to pull it back a little farther because it's now no longer in sync.
Yeah.
But the HID mode should fix a lot of that. We'll see. So you still have yours. So when the HID, yeah. Now I know you use Serato. Have you used any other DJ software?
When I was under Dexterous One, I actually used Tractor Scratch with a Z2 for a
Okay.
very long time, and then when the S9 came out in 2015, we got a hold of it in 2016, and my dad was like, this is the future, and there's so much that you can do with this. Same thing how I feel about the S11 now is how we felt about the S9 back then.
Right.
And
Yep.
he was like, we're going back.
Yeah, exactly. So you've used Tractor and you've used S11. Now, you were young when you were using Tractor versus it, but a lot of people who use Tractor or used Tractor swear by Tractor. You're like, no, Tractor is the best software audio wise. What are your opinions on it starting from Tractor?
Well, I actually didn't start from Tractor. I started from Serato and then went
Oh,
to
okay.
Tractor and then came back to Serato. But
Mhm.
I don't know, the Serato just feels more user friendly to me over Tractor, and I wasn't really advanced with the knowing about how better the audio was versus
Right.
how it is on Serato. Maybe now I'll be able to tell the difference a little bit more, as I probably have a more keen ear for it with my age now. But I don't know. I didn't really like the layout of Tractor much
Yes.
compared to Serato. And yeah.
Serato feels, especially with Scratch Live, when that first came out, I remember thinking, this looks and feels like a turntable setup. You got your 2 circles, you got your music library, and that was pretty much it. You got your cue points, and that was it. I mean, if you look at Serato now compared to Scratch Live, they're 2 different animals.
Oh, yeah.
So different now. But if you were coming from a vinyl upbringing, Serato Scratch just made sense over all of the competing softwares because it didn't try to do too much. It was just enough. You got vinyl, you got this, that's all. And I appreciated Scratch Live for what it was. Now, I would never go back to Scratch Live. I mean, I actually like Serato, but there's, like, I say that knowing that there's a lot of good companies out there. I mean, your S11 can do Rekordbox. Rekordbox is a great DJ app. They do a really good job on that. There's also, Virtual DJ and all these companies. So even though I say all this, I always fall back on Serato.
Yeah.
Always. And it just, for whatever reason, it just feels and looks like, to my eyes, to be able to pick up points in the screen, it just, I don't know, it just works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it is what it is. I still use mixtape feature in Scratch Live. Oh, I don't even think I could go back. None of my computers will even allow me to use Scratch Live anymore. That's how old Scratch Live is. And by the way, are you a PC or a Mac guy? What are you using?
Mac.
Okay. Which one? Pro?
Yeah.
Era?
Right now for my computer, like, that I use for DJing, I'm running a 2015 MacBook Pro. Love it.
Gotcha.
I had oh, sorry to cut you off, but I had the Touch Bar one before, back in 2017, and the whole Touch Bar and the butterfly keyboard and all this kind of weird stuff just wasn't working for me. And even with how thin the computer was, sometimes, like, in an environment where there's a lot of bass in the speakers, and there's a lot of vibration, for some reason, whenever, like, I was on a stage, I'd put my computer up and I'd be playing in the middle of playing.
I know what you're saying.
And
you would see the cursor start to do things,
it just starts to get glitchy and laggy, and I was like, why is this happening? And I don't know if it was anything to do with, like, High Sierra, as I was on High Sierra at the moment, I believe. But I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So in 2019, I went back to the 2015 one with the scissor keyboard and the Retina display, and everything about it is just amazing.
That's what 2019. Yeah, if everybody knows, because a lot of people bought the older generation one, and I had one too, because I had a 2012, the first Retina, which was an amazing computer, and then I bought the 2015 when they changed the body style. Hated the keyboard. It just was a little off. I since bought my new one, which is the 16-inch 2019-20 MacBook Pro with the new keyboard. It is what it should have been in the first place.
Yeah.
It's so much better. I actually enjoy using it again, and it's great. For K West, I am not dual booting to Scratch Live. That is not going to happen. But I will say this though, the bridge is still to this day one of my favorite things that they removed. The Ableton Bridge was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And to this day, there's still nothing like that on the planet. The Ableton Bridge, I wish they would bring that back because that was dope. Yeah, DJ Smooth is saying PC. Yeah, a lot of people are using PCs now for DJing, and there's a lot of great computers. Now,
Yeah.
what are you going to use for OBS?
Right now I have it running on my dad's old computer. He has a 2015 MacBook Pro, but I have the 13-inch version, and he had the 15-inch version.
Gotcha.
And it's loaded here. Let me pull up the specs real quick. i7, 16 gigs of RAM, have 512 gigs of storage, but I use like hard drives for to store some of my stuff, so I don't really store that much internally here. But it's a pretty solid computer, and for streaming with my camera, I'm using my Sony mirrorless camera here, and it
Like the 6500.
I have the A7 here.
Oh, you're rocking the A7. Good for you. Okay. All right.
And it runs pretty smoothly, and I haven't had any dropouts or anything while I was doing my Twitch streams. And yeah,
you only get problems with Macs specifically when you start to do green screen and you start doing like emote walls and all that stuff. That's what kills the computer. If you're just doing just a normal straight up stream that just looks good, the MacBooks are fine. It's just that extra stuff kills it.
yeah.
Yeah. DJ 360 says, let's see. Oh, how new? I got it under 2018, but I have 2015. Okay. Let's see if there's any more questions. We've kept you on for a while, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So by the way, you got Christmas coming now. The S11 was your early Christmas gift. So that's the big gift.
Yeah.
So now you're just going to have like socks and underwear. Do you have any siblings, by the way?
I do have a little sister. She is 2 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. 2 years old. Wow. And, are you gonna teach her the ways?
My dad always talked about it. He said, like, you never know in the future if she wants to get into it, but we've seen her in the environment when there's music playing, and it's kind of identical to the way that my mom explained about me when I was younger and how I grasped towards music. Is
right.
There's sort of kind of
yeah. And it's funny. So my son is he's a professional tap dancer. But he's also become so and he took to that early on too, like same ages as you. The DJing thing came later, as far as him really like trying to like get into it and start DJing. But the funny thing is my 8-year-old, as I watch her and what she does, her hands, her timing, I'm just like, I think if you try, you'll be better than all of us. Because that's kind of the way it works. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if your little sister is better than you. It's just the way it's always like, the firstborn is good, but then the second one really just kind of watches and absorbs. So they're just naturally better. And it just kind of keeps going from there. So, it is, or she might just want to play Barbies for the rest of her life. Who knows? We just gotta go through it. Okay. One more question. Let's see. Say DJ Gray says, I'm going from the Roland 505 to the Rane MK2 system here in the near future, but also having thoughts on getting the SRT 1000. What do you think I should get? Another controller or get a new controller that's more like a turntable setup? Okay, so this is a very good question. First off, I just released my whole Rane MK2 reviews on the 70, the 72, and the 12. So make sure you watch those because that's going to tell you the strengths and the weaknesses of all of the devices you're talking about. The SRT 1000 is an excellent controller. I'm going to say this, because we're now at this point, everybody would have bought their holiday gifts. If I were anybody here right now, I would wait through January before I bought anything. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I would wait through January before I bought anything DJ related. Okay. That's as far as I can say. NDAs prevent me to say any more.
Same here.
Okay. So, anyway, so by the way, guys, Brandon, thank you for hanging out today. I
Thank you for
honestly
having me.
appreciate it, man. It's been a blast. I'm going to have to get you back on. What I want to do is, we'll get you back on next time and let's have you do a live set,
Showcase, yeah.
5-10 minute set or whatever,
No problem.
showcase, and just, have a good time doing it. So thank you so much. Everybody put the ones in the chat, put the wake ups in the chat. If you, enjoyed the conversation today, put the ones in the chat. You're very welcome, man. Thank you so much. And, have a great holiday and enjoy time with the family.
Thank
And
you.
are
You
you
too.
doing any New Year's DJing?
I do have a stream that I'm going to be a part of on New Year's Eve. Something called Cara Vibe.
Okay. So Caribbean, obviously, sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
it's
Gotcha.
very open format, multi-genre. You could play whatever, and yeah, it'll definitely be a good time.
And what is that going to be on? Whose stream?
It's gonna be on Twitch, and it's going to be on someone else's stream. I'll be playing off of someone else's stream.
Okay.
I am DJ Mace, I believe, is his Twitch name.
Oh, Mace. Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
not the Mace. You were talking about Mace from oh God, why can't I think of it right now? Potholes in my lawn. No, that's Maceo. Who's DJ Mace? Either way, post it on your IG. I assume you're gonna do that.
Yeah,
And yeah, and we'll be there. That's gonna be on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of streams on New Year's
Oh
Eve.
yeah.
A lot. But hey, it's all for a good time. Everybody's got to do their thing. Bad boy. Anyway, once again, Brandon, thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you, fam. We'll get in touch again. We'll talk soon. Thanks,
No
pal.
problem.
Appreciate you. All right. That was Brandon Duke. Killed it. It is amazing to see when young people definitely have a good head on their shoulders. And I always attribute that to good parenting. In all honesty, I have yet to meet a well-rounded kid with bad parents. So, yeah, Maceo, but he's talking about Mace, from De La Soul. Thank you. I don't know why I just couldn't get that in my head. It happens sometimes. Things happen. Anyway, let's go here real quick. So we're gonna check out. Okay. Wrong cue point. Jesus Christ. So after this, in case you guys were wondering what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be installing a firmware on the S11 to make sure that it works with the 12s because it's been working a little weird. DJ Scene in the house. What's going on, fam? Hey, you missed the interview. You missed the interview with Brandon. It was a dope interview. Make sure you guys are following DJ Scene. There's a lot of dope DJs in this chat right now. So, yeah, make sure you follow DJ Scene, DJ 360 if you are over 18. How am I Scene, you know how I've already reviewed the S11. The S11's bomb. It is a seriously amazing mixer, and I love using it. Who else we got in the chat before we sign off and send us somewhere else? Yeah, everybody's gonna be on Twitch on New Year's. Scene, are you gonna be on Twitch on New Year's? That's the question mark. Everybody's gonna be on. I am not gonna even attempt to DJ on New Year's. That's insane. Even today, my average for this stream is usually around 85 to 100 people. Today, considerably lower. Why? Because this is the DJ stream day before Christmas. And it is what it is. Let's see here. LDG Mad Mixer says, Yo, are you getting any problems with the 12's pitch? Be more specific when you say the pitch. Are you referring to when I'm DJing, when I scratch, when I pull back? There's a lot of little issues that the 12 can have. So yeah, you have to be more specific. Are you consuming content? No. I'll get on Twitch. In all honesty, what else are we going to be doing? It's not like we're going to be, going out to the club. Actually, okay. So on pitch wise, I haven't had a real issue with the pitch. I will say that they're definitely not built equally, and some just perform a little better than the others. Like I always had a little bit of an issue with my left 12, which is not even mine. These are loaners. I'm sending them back to Rain probably this week. But the left 12 has always given me a little more trouble than the right one. In USB mode, that's when you have the most issues than USB mode. So if you want to avoid those issues, flip it to RCA mode, flip it to DVS mode, and then most of your problems go away. DVS. I am so glad they came out with DVS. So glad, because without DVS, it's okay. It is okay. And I can tell that a lot of people, especially the people who have the Mark 1s, now I understand. I understand why a lot of people liked them, but didn't love them, and or swapped out. It's kind of like the same thing with like the phase. When the phases were giving people so much trouble, they were just like, I'd rather go back to needles. That's it. Rather go back to needles. Want to thank everybody for the gifted subs. Most of us won't be going to the club. Yeah, most of you. Who's going to the club? Because I know they're still rocking in Texas. Texas is still happening. Dig 'em Smack, what's going on, fam? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. I am not going to the club. I am not going anywhere. I will be here in my house watching it'll probably be a virtual ball. They won't even have the ball drop. You can't do anything in New York. So I'm not even sure what they're going to do. I mean, I think everybody is just like, it used to be when you would leave a year, you were looking forward to the future. But now it's like, okay, so we leave and then what is that? Friday? It's no longer 2021 because we know we're still in this. It's not like we get out of 2020 and all of a sudden we're like, we're free, everything's open, we can go back to work. Like we're still in this drama, and it's going to exist for a while. It's a hard situation to be in right now. Hard situation to be in. Yeah, exactly. As T Diesel said, Alabama, Kentucky, Florida, they're gonna be having major parties. Major parties. Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Definitely too old. Yeah, I don't really, especially because a lot of these nightclubs nowadays are BS anyway. So I just stopped going to clubs unless I knew somebody, unless, they already had me on the list and I could just walk in. But yeah, in general, yeah, no thanks. Dig 'em Smack, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Dig 'em Smack, thank you for, it looks like 2 subs. John P giving out subs. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. DJ Diamond Lee with the 200 bits. I know I'm a little late, but I wanted to get at you. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Yeah, so Tomorrowland is doing a virtual festival. Yeah, there's too many people that are serious competition to any of us smaller DJs. I think that Scene could compete because he throws up big numbers and he's got a serious fan base. But yeah, for people like myself, yeah, that'd be pointless. I'd have like 3 people on my stream, and who wants to do that? That is the one time, because I know we always argue, if there's 3 people on your stream, you should, give it your all. If there's 3 people on my stream, I'm annoyed I'm getting off at that point, because I know that it's not going to get any better. I might as well just be DJing for myself. DJ Stress TV in the house. Thank you so much. Did we start a hype train? Did we start a hype train? Where did my chat go? Oh, we did start a hype train. Who knew? All right, hype train in effect. We're at level 2, 40% already. Thank you so much, Stress TV. Jetpack bags. Thank you for the bits. 360 for the bits. Thank you so much. The Elo show hitting me with the bits. Same thing with Diamond Lee. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. I was ready to go. Now I have to stick around for at least to finish the hype train. You know, we got to do that. So, for anybody that is coming late, we had Brandon the DJ on. Dig 'em smack. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate you. Queso needs me to hydrate. I got a little left here. We had Brandon the DJ on. And the Elo show again. Thank you for the bits. We had Brandon the DJ on, and I've known about Brandon for a while, although I didn't know about his previous IG. Brandon's been DJing since he was 6 years old. 6. Oh, for a moment, scene, I legitimately paused. For a moment. Thank you for the 10 bits, scene. Appreciate that. So Brandon has been DJing since he was 6 years old, and he learned from his father and grew from there. His father taught him all he could, and then started introducing him to people with a little more technical skills with DJing and things like that. And the young man is exceptionally well-rounded. It's impressive. His knowledge of DJing, his skill sets, his skill level, but also him as a person. You know, I was worried, to be honest with you, when I first invited him, because I knew I wanted to invite him, but you never know how a chat's going to be. And if you've talked to teenagers, especially, okay, perfect example. So my son is 14. Sometimes when I talk to my son, it's like, yeah, no, okay, fine, sure. So I was like, am I going to get that 14-year-old, or am I going to get happy-go-lucky when my son's DJing 14-year-old? And so that was why I was a little bit on the fence with it. I wasn't really sure. The Elo show with the bits. Thank you so much. We got a minute and a half left. Level 2 hype train. I was a little unsure, but he definitely impressed me. Definitely. We'll definitely have him back. He'll do a little demo, and that'll go great. The Elo show with the more bits. Thank you so much. Jorge says, yeah, that's how my kids were. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, kids, first off, just so you know, kids, they don't really talk to their parents like they talk to other adults. That's one of the things you have to remember. You have to know that when you train your children, that, how do I still have this up here? You have to know that when you train your children, it's not about you training them for you. Okay. It's about you training them for when you're not there. That's the key. DJ Stress with the 50 bits. Jorge Blanco with another 100 bits. Thank you so much. That's the thing, you know, because I always get, oh my God. Oh, I talked to your children. Oh, they're so great. And they helped us with this, and they helped us with that. And he talked about all his dreams and his future and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there like, you don't tell me shit. 15 seconds left. Level 2 hype train. 50 up. We're at 100% just gifted. Wait a minute. Hold up. John P just gifted us with 10 piece of John, you didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you. Hey, anybody that got anything needs to thank the man. For anybody that gave you a sub, thank the people that gave you subs, because that's super impressive. Thank you so much, John. I'm gonna assume that's my late to the party Hanukkah gift. That's what I'm gonna assume. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. So like I said before, it's really about just taking care of your kids and just trying to do the best you can, because you're never going to see the true person they are until they're away from you. Yeah. DJ Greatness says, what did he say? Hold on. Lost my chat. My 13-year-old was in the room and heard you talking about your son. He started laughing because he knows it's true. They all are the same. All the kids are the same. They all act the same. It's weird because you feel like they shouldn't. You know, everybody's different, but no. Once they hit a certain age and the hormones and testosterone kicks in, it's like they're completely different people. You know, but they do have their moments. Who else we got? A Dealer Show with another 15 bits. Misuse Gaming. Hey, thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Anyway, we are at level 4, 3 minutes left. Thank you guys so much for all the bits, for all the subs. You guys have been amazing. Yeah, T Diesel, you are exactly right. That's got to be it. You know, the more comfortable you get with talking to older people, the better you are just in general. Like we were always, anything for the people of Cleveland. Oh, we're not going to say that. Like when we took my kids out, we always went to like adult things, and they were with grandparents and aunts and uncles, and they were always older than them. And it was a thing where we basically forced them to talk. Like, no, you're not going to sit in a corner and not talk. If they're talking to you, you need to talk back, and not talk back, but you know, talk. Deelo Show with another 35 bits. Thank you so much. And so that made them better at communicating with the real world. Everything that we do has to be learned. And if you're not actually out there trying to learn, and that's in anything you do, you're never going to get better. So when you see those kids that are, Queso with the bits, thank you so much. So when you see those kids that are, you know, not introverts, that's the wrong word, because I'm introverted too. But when you see those kids and they're just like in a corner, they don't know how to speak to people, they don't make eye contact, they don't know how to shake hands, like all of these things, bad parenting. I'm just going to say it. Bad parenting. Teach your kids what they should be doing in a civil environment. And then you won't have to worry about them later on. Queso, another 10 bits. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you there. And I'm not even looking at the level. We're at 94% level 4. Are we going to hit level 5? By the way, I will not have a show tomorrow. And now I'm starting to second guess my my Wednesday show, because the numbers were questionable today. We have 94%, less than a minute left to go. Can we get to level 5? Can we get to level 5? That is the question mark. Can we get to level 5? The Elo Show with 45 bits. We are at 96%. Can we get to level 5? I'm curious. It's one sub. That's one sub right there. Now, it's possible that John P gave everybody subs with that huge thing. 22 seconds left. We are at 97%. Queso with more bits. Thank you so much. We are at more bits. Can we do it? Can we do it? The Elo Show, 99%. 11 seconds left. I'm sure DJ Dam with the 100 bits put it over the edge. Level 5. We are at level 5. Woo! Man. You guys are killing it. We are at level 5. Let's see. Misuse Gaming says, how do you give bits if you have them? So right in the, if you're on your phone, let me show you real quick. Let me go to myself. Okay. See if you can see this. All right. So you have your emotes on the right, and then you have this little like diamond thing. You can't see it right here because it's there. If you hit the diamond thing, then your bits come up, and then you can give the bits. Easiest way. All right. We are at 8%, 4 minutes to go. The Elo Show still popping out bits. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, next week, in case you were wondering, I have I got my snapback guy, Stubbs, the Chief Rocker. He's the actual creator of snapback, and he should be super, super dope. Snapback Live is absolutely amazing when it comes to what they're doing. Is that Twitch not in dark mode? I don't do dark mode during the day. It's weird to me. I do dark. I actually let the iPhone switch to night mode. It's me. I can't do dark mode during the day. Like, so at 6 o'clock or 5:30 when it turns to night, then it switches to dark mode. I do the same thing with my computer. Now, but having said that, when I'm using Twitch on my computer, it's in dark mode. I can't look at that in light mode. So when I use StreamYards, it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts that they don't have a dark mode. D'Elo Show with another 20 bits. Thank you so much. 3 minutes to go. Level 5. We have 42 viewers, so I think it's possible that we can do it. I am also... How do I follow myself? Really? I am going to... That's weird. Why can't I actually see my own... Huh. I was trying to find a way to gift subs. Can I not do it? Sometimes the phone acts real stupid. That's all I can think of. The phone acts real stupid because I should be able to gift a sub, but I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to gift subs right now. Hold on, let's see if I can close it out and bring it back up. And I think after this, we will raid. We'll raid Serato. Yeah, let's raid Serato. I wonder if can one of my mods go to Serato and see who's on? See who's on. It said DJ Spider, but I think I thought Spider went earlier, but I know somebody else is on that I kind of wanted to raid. DJ Greatness, another hype train. It's the same hype train. We have 1 minute left, and we're just trying to finish off the hype train. That's all we're trying to do. Yeah. DJ Izzy be in the house. So just in case you didn't know, and the Elo Show with another 45 bits, Misuse Gaming with the 300 bits. Misuse Gaming, thank you so much. Appreciate you. You just followed and now you're gaming. Queso with the 200 bits. Again, we are at 41 seconds, 28%. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Mixmaster G, hey, you're very, very welcome, man. Thank you. I try to bring on people that I think are a little different. That are gonna come, you know, in a different way. I mean, everybody can bring on the same guest, so it makes me happy to bring somebody else on that's, you know, unique, because that's kind of what my show is about. I'm not trying to build a show just to have the same people on all the time. You know, I want to bring people on that I think are unique. 9%, 28. We just got another sub. Looks like. Oh, DJ Special J with the 300 bits. Guys, you guys are killing it here. You guys are killing it. I honestly appreciate you guys. We made it to level 4. Serato's doing a Beat Source All-Star stream. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's right. So that's where we're gonna go. So the 35 people that are still on, 69 beats is dope. So let's move over and let's set this raid up and let's go to Serato. And should be a good time. Should be a good time. I always say that with the knowledge or hope that it is a good time. So for everybody else, I won't be on at least with the Wake Up in Cleveland. There's no show tomorrow. I will do a pop-up here and there just because it's fun to do. So, and I got to test out DJ. So I'm going to load up DJ, start testing that out, the DJ software, and go from there. Everybody out there, hey, happy holidays to everybody. Like I said, I'm Jewish. I already had Hanukkah, but Merry Christmas to all the people that are on the stream right now. Appreciate you all. Thanks for making 2020 bearable. I mean, legitimately bearable, because it's kind of sucked. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and and I'm glad that I can do the same. So to my mods, T Diesel, Ratbone, John P, and Lady Beats, thank you guys for having my back. I appreciate you all, and let's get to this raid. We'll be through again. Monday we got Snapback on, and then Wednesday we got DJ Mellow D from the Beat Junkies. Stress TV, happy holidays to you, bro. We'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all.